figure out who murdered this guy.
It's us. So, recap. You guys made I hope, harrowing escape from the station, and you had a little bit of ducking and dodging going on with some cover fire from Josh, and you made the jump. You learned some things. You started learning about the ship and how to act as its crew. You learned some things about Dax, the captain of the Canadensis, how he kind of does things. Specifically, just a reminder that he has coordinate sets set up all over the place. And if he wants to evade somebody, he will make multiple jumps. He'll jump to one, immediately jump to another, immediately jump to another, and he's got lots of options to pick from. It's very helpful in obfuscating location. So you guys did that. You hopscotched around a little bit, and then you started the jump to, if you remember, the system was named VHS and some numbers, 7279 or something like that. You can't quite remember. So there is that, and you spend a few days. I believe he said it was going to be, I'm pretty sure he said 5 days. Does anybody remember that?
That sounds about right.
Sounds about right. I should be up to full hit points, right? From resting?
So how resting works here is not helpful. I will have to look to confirm, but I believe you heal 1 per day without medical attention, just natural healing.
I believe that's accurate.
So, I believe 4 days passed. You guys had some trouble settling in and sleeping, because not necessarily because of being on the Canadensis with this stranger who you're suspicious of, but because of all that you had been through. You had survived so many things, and there was never a moment over the course of a good long while that you had no time to decompress. It was just one imminent danger after another. And once you got to a place of sort of security, things, your body and your mind started to decompress, and it really settled in on you some of the things that you had to endure to get here. Now, we're going to talk about that a little more as things go on, and I'm going to try and fold some of those things into the story. And Al, feel free to, if you have a good role-playing idea as to how your character deals with the stresses that you have undergone and the sanity impact on that, feel free to go, and I will just roll with it, and we'll have an in-depth role-playing experience that hopefully everybody enjoys. But the 4th day arrives. You guys, like I said, have learned some more about the ship. You've learned more about how he does things. He kind of stays away from you. He gives you your space. He's around to answer questions, but he doesn't really ask any. Whether or not that is off-putting to you is another story. We'll figure that out. But you wake up the 4th day to a ship-wide, essentially, over the comms, notification by Rusty that everybody needs to meet in the rec or common area. And you emerge from, I think all of you were in your bunk room. You emerge from there or various other places that you were to find, and this is while you're in hyperspace, you're in FTL jump. You emerge to find Dax is dead at the table. And I will load that map like I should have already done. I'll move Greg out there because he's going to be involved, at least on some level. Brett has been, over the last few days, increasingly withdrawn. He hasn't eaten much. He's very quiet and very still, really. He's not catatonic. He will interact with you, but it's very almost lethargic. Those of you with a high hum int or psychological skills, you can determine that he is, in all likelihood, very depressed. But he stays in the bunk room. You emerge, you find Dax is dead. Rusty is there. Rusty does a quick scan on Dax, says it's poison. Rusty does a quick scan on the food and says, yep, it's that food. And there you are. Once again, in the presence of death. What are you thinking?
One of us in this room is a murderer.
Kind of look at the food to see what it is, and if it's something that was freshly made, or if it was something that was, made previously.
Right. So, I believe it was you, Josh. I think it was you. You had at the mall on Station Prime. You had wandered over and watched some guy order tacos and get a what looked like an octagonal pancake.
Okay.
It's one of those.
Okay.
It's one of those. And it's...
Hold up. Is it a taco or is it a pancake?
Well, it's kind of like a pancake. Yet you don't know if this is tacos or not. But it's...
Okay, Josh, take a bite. I need to figure out what kind of food it really tastes like.
I've been priming myself with this poison for a while, so I take a bite.
It's iocane powder. You're fine. You've built up an immunity to iocane.
Is this Princess Bride?
You could always have Greg.
Okay. We could have Brett do it too.
Yeah, he'll eat anything. No, he quit eating. You'd have trouble getting him to do it.
I know, I'm just saying more or less because he's the character gone.
Right. So y'all are standing there and you're just staring at Dax. He's slumped over the table. He's sitting in a chair, slumped over the table. His hand is up above his head, resting on the table. Kind of an ashen gray skin color. So
Rusty, can you tell the what kind of poison it was?
I would have to run a more thorough toxicological examination. Would you like me to proceed?
Yeah, first give an ETA.
Yeah. I would like to know if it's something someone had to bring or if it's something on the ship normally.
Very well, I can do that. I will take a tissue sample and I will also test the food. And Rusty approaches. He picks up the thing, He actually breaks off a piece of it, and he collects a tissue sample from Dax using some medical equipment that he apparently carries around with him. And
Some
he's
little kit pops out of his thigh, and he pulls a scalpel.
something like that. And he stands back and says, "Would you like me to remain present at this time, or should I go run the tests now?"
I think run the test.
Kinda what
But
I'm
can you give us an ETA on it?
25 minutes.
You're on the clock, Rusty. Can we do? Can I do a forensics check? I want to see. Did he bite the food? Like, it would be very obvious if it's the food, but if it doesn't look like he actually ate any, could he also have been injected or something like that? Could I do a search on him?
Sure. Roll a search check.
Can I do a forensics?
Yes.
Oh, you actually have a forensics. I have.
I have 50.
Oh my god.
God dang it!
Check the
Let me see
box.
I can give it a shot here if I have any.
You can pause
Oh,
the
I have
game
nothing.
too.
I have pharmacy. I don't know if that's good.
I have pharmacy and I have medicine. I could assist, or I could look for an injection point.
Okay.
This could be nothing too. Just
Oh,
Ooh. Nice. Okay, Gabe.
oh, I read it backwards. I thought it was
Oh,
81.
nice.
All right. So, you, Gabe, you're going to start looking for an injection point. You check the back of his neck around his collar, and you don't see anything. And you don't see anything on his hand that's exposed. He's wearing essentially what in this time would be a bomber jacket kind of thing. It's a leathery polymer, maybe kind of jacket, but it's long sleeved and it's made to look pretty cool. So that's what he's wearing. So you check his hand and you don't see anything. You check the back of his neck, behind his ears, etc. You lift him up so that you can check his face and the front of top of his torso and his neck there. And as you lift him up, there is a little bit of blood on the table, but right next to that, his head was resting on a tablet. And on the tablet, there is what looks to be a handwritten message. And when I say tablet, I'm talking about kind of like an iPad tablet.
not Moses. Got it.
Yep, definitely not Moses.
Now, Gabe also wants to, kind of out of respect, get him off the table and the chair once we've determined, once the forensics guys have determined what they're going to determine. He'd like to at least lay him on the floor anyways, so hopefully would have figured out would have spotted the tablet at that point. But he's going to gesture at it to, if anybody wasn't watching it, and continue to kind of try to get Dax arranged on the ground and let somebody else read the tablet.
Okay.
I guess.
Oh, I suppose I should unpause the game, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
So you move over and you get him on the ground. We'll just put him right there.
Block.
Read up, Atticus.
All right, let's see it.
All right. You pick up the tablet, or do you? I don't want to make assumptions.
Let's be a little skeptical here. Let's leave it where it lies and just kind of like lean over it.
Okay. So you lean over and you begin to read. Okay. It says, "It was a mistake to give you space the last few days. I should have known that Mesa would do something shifty. Seems I'm dying, men. She's poisoned me and destroyed all the antitoxins on board. She knew that I would eat my favorite FTL meal and has killed me with it. I didn't wake any of you because there's nothing to be done about that now. What I can do, and have done, is sign Canadensis over to you collectively. You will find the proper documentation in the computer's system at, and he gives a file name of deed.jrq and a location, a directory that will be in. It says, I'm also giving you what credits I have. I hope they're enough to get you started here in the sector. My UAN is 79461C7Q, blah, 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 blah. It's like 30 some odd characters long. He says, after that, clean it out. And then it drops down a couple of lines, and you can see the writing is getting more tenuous. His hand is apparently shaking more. He says, talk to Jill as soon as you dock. She can be trusted and is expecting me. And then it goes down a couple more lines, and this is really, really shaky writing. It's hard to make out. You have to read it a couple times to get it. It says, lean on RSTE until you get a handle on things. He's old, but he'll... And it's HE''L, and then the writing trails off. And that's it.
Oh, she fucking killed.
Well, damn. Okay, does that mean she's on the ship? How would she poison his meal?
I would say she took him out before
Before she left the ship. But
for their last mission.
can we ask the computer to scan the ship for extra life forms that we aren't aware of?
I think we did last time.
Did we?
I don't remember
Rusty.
you doing so.
I don't
Rusty told us how many life forms were on the ship, and then he said one of them suddenly terminated, and he came and found Dax.
That's accurate, yes. Thank you for that reminder. Yep. And
Oh,
then
those are smart.
the number he gave was 604. I'm just kidding.
We got a rat problem.
I hope some of them are very small.
605. 612.
We got hostiles.
Okay, what you gonna do? Standing there looking around at each other.
Is there any way we can move this body?
Is there a morgue on board? That'd be a question for Rusty, I suppose.
Yep.
Gabe will head back to the med bay to talk to Rusty. And you said RSTE to lean on him?
Yep.
That is Rusty, the android, right?
That is
the robot.
Probably a pretty safe assumption.
Okay. Head back to the med bay to ask about the morgue.
Okay, you don't have to move your character. You can just play it. You head back to the med bay. Rusty is there. He is performing the tests. You walk in and he says, come in, Gabriel. I have finished testing on the tissue sample. I am currently testing the food.
Well, I will not ask your results. You can tell all of us, but we wanted to know if you have a morgue, a place where we could keep Dax until we land.
We do not have a morgue per se. The best we can do is a CCBB. And he points over at a drawer that is labeled climate controlled body bags.
Jesus.
He's not in there.
Do you keep him in storage then?
Standard operating procedure on a vessel of this nature would be to space the body, but you can proceed however seems right to you.
Did we check Dax to just make sure if he had anything else on him?
You did not. Not yet.
I'm going to go ahead and do that. Well, I mean, just to be thorough before we decide to put him away, I'm just going to go ahead and search him.
I think Gabe's inspection was interrupted by the finding of the tablet. He forgot what he was doing.
What would I need to roll there?
Search.
Search.
Ooh,
A 41.
nicely done.
That is a success. I had to move a window out of the way. Sorry. Okay. You do a thorough check over. You do find, aside from a fancy timepiece that is actually a put on the wrist like a traditional watch. Like a traditional watch. So you find one of those, and the only other thing that you find on his person, aside from like a comb, is going to be what looks like the handle of a knife, complete. Ow, God, my knee. Complete with a round hand guard, but it's not big. It's very unobtrusive. You find one of those, and that's about it, other than his clothing.
Okay, so you said it was a watch?
Yep.
But standard timepiece?
It looks like a standard timepiece.
Okay.
I got the vibe that it's unusual, kind of an anachronistic.
Most likely, yes. You're just guessing. Most people on Earth don't wear a standard timepiece anymore.
That's what I wondered.
That's what you have to operate on.
Okay. I'll go ahead and just collect both items and hold on to them for now.
Okay.
I'm going to head over to the computer
Okay.
and just look at the file location,
Okay.
which I'm really surprised you didn't make it a .docxxx.
I started
Format.
to, but then I thought, maybe we would divert from Microsoft running everything.
Good.
No, it still is alive.
This
Anyways,
is
so I'm just gonna look at it.
With like 200 X's behind it.
Yeah.
So you open up the file. It is 100% as he said. It's actually. Do you have any skill in something approaching legal things, or?
Well, if not, I'm going to say Atticus does. If I remember right.
I do have something. I have.
For what?
I have bureaucracy.
Yeah, you got bureaucracy.
I have law,
Well-
chronology.
Okay.
Yeah, bureaucracy. I don't.
So if you want to have, if you ask Atticus to look at it,
Yeah, I'm going to bring him over, right? I could try and just roll just to see if I could fail, but honestly, this is just right up your alley. If you fail for some reason, I'm coming at you.
Well, I do only have a 50, but it's there.
Okay, well, I got a 50 in bureaucracy. Just, you give it a shot, and if it happens, then it happens. So, where is the computer, by the way?
Where is your character? Where is it?
I'm straight in the middle.
The closest computer that you, okay, so there's the huge display here.
Oh, right, okay.
You
So you're
could-
right in front of the computer.
You could use that.
Yeah.
There's also this. You could use that.
All right. Well, I'm going to stand here, Atticus, if you want to stand next to me, and then, hey, check a look at this.
Okay.
Is this?
I'm rolling. Oh, well.
Okay. So there are some terms in here that you don't recognize with your level of education in the law. But if you infer, and you can make an educated guess, you can infer there are still some question marks to make sure, but it seems like it's probably legitimate. I mean, there is very specific language that says, I, Dax Travers, whatever. It mentions the Canadensis and ownership going to the current crew, and he lists names in there. And then there's a signature on it. Whether or not there are any... The big question at this point is, are there any provisions? Are there any hidden things or gotchas in there? That kind of thing.
Okay.
Can I just try bureaucracy?
Yeah, go for it.
I am useless.
Oh, dude, that was so close to being a 39. Hey,
Atticus.
the same.
I don't understand this either.
Well, I told you it was hard.
I'm so glad that we put our heads together to both be clueless.
We are both useless.
Wow.
I mean, we got kinds of information.
Well, it's just as long as, I mean, he doesn't know us, but do you think he would actually set a trap for us?
I don't think he would. I don't think he'd screw us over.
I don't think so.
Back to Gabe. What you gonna do, Gabe?
He will take one of the. He will go to the drawer, get one of the CCBBs, and head back to the kitchen to explain what Rusty had said and find out what the rest of them think.
Okay. You get back there. You're carrying this little box. So go for it.
Rusty says that this size of ship does not have a morgue, so they typically, and he holds up the holds up the box. Typically, they place the body in one of these bags, and they would call it a burial at sea, I guess. But I don't know. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. What do you gentlemen think?
So basically, we're saying we would put him in this and
Get us in his box.
airlock him, basically.
That seems to be the standard for a ship this size.
Don't,
I feel like we should keep the body.
Yeah, I don't know who Jill is, but she might want to
We
have some last respects.
Might
We
want some
pull-
proof.
Or pull up and so the other guy died, but he told us we can keep the ship. No worries. Just trust us. Yeah, he ate some poison. Kind of crazy.
they
What,
have to
what
find this first, though.
what have you found on the computer?
Just everything he said seems to be true.
It doesn't seem like he's trying to screw us.
From
we could,
is there a? We're still a day out, we think, or two.
24 hours.
Is there a cooler place in the ship. I don't know if they would try to do significant amount of refrigeration, or if they would be generated on the fly
I mean,
as far as food stuffs.
So this is flavor that we should have gone over already, so I apologize. But as far as food goes on the ship, most things you don't know if this is like the standard, but most things that are on this ship for consumption come in what look like round Pop-Tart foil, for lack of a better description. And you break open the package, and it's virtually everything you've seen thus far is those 1/4 to a 1/2 inch thick wafers, and it's like pressed into an octagon shape, and it's kind of like a fancy MRE, maybe, because it says on the foil thing what it is, but there's no preparation. You just open it and you've got this wafer and you eat it. There are some things that do require more preparation, but it looks like this is the way things get stocked so that food doesn't run out, or the likelihood of it running out is really low.
That thought, with that thought, if everything is pre-packaged, pre-prepared, Gabe's going to go, wait a minute. If she poisoned him in the food, how did she not accidentally get one of us? And he's going to go looking for the packaging that hopefully is on top of the trash.
Okay. Search roll.
And he will want to take it to Rusty for... I didn't think so.
Dude, it's almost at 10.
Can we help with the search? Can I roll a search here?
Sure.
All right,
yeah.
So Gabe looks in the trash.
You do it better.
Yeah, Gabe looks in the trash and it's not there. That's a crit fail.
Ooh.
You say, maybe it's in his boot.
It's over here.
I'm not even looking on the ship, apparently.
I'll check outside.
I'm looking at the window.
He airlocks himself.
He's looking outside to see if she's out there.
Right.
Does anybody else have a search?
I'll search. I got.
Give it a shot.
So.
Can we drag Brett's lethargic body out here? Never mind. He's got it. You got a 60. Why didn't you search?
I just got back over here. I told you.
He's been looting the body.
Been busy taking all his stuff.
Okay.
I like the kid that I want to check all the boxes, but I am 3 for 3 on sucking.
Right. So a collective search yields another trash can, essentially. So the one Gabe looked at, there was not much in there. You guys are rifling through stuff. Josh is the one that finds this extra little trash receptacle it's kind of out of the way. Saying a trash can would be hidden is a little weird, but maybe you wouldn't expect to find it there, but it's there. And you find a wrapper for a thing, and you look at the label, and it says, believe it or not, lasagna.
Whoa.
That was really mind-blowing for Atticus.
His favorite FTL food.
Is it? Is
His
this
secret
something-
name was Garfield.
Did any of you see the lasagna in the cabinets before? Is this something Dax kept in his room?
Yeah, maybe he hoarded it because it's his favorite.
Believe me, I'm hoping that there isn't more poison in the kitchen.
Yeah. So, whoever has humint, feel free to make a humint roll.
Wish I had.
This should be fun. Oh,
Oh!
Jesus
I
Christ.
succeeded.
Wow. Okay. So, success,
Look at that.
success. Josh.
Gabriel rolled a 9. Holy crap.
Yep. Okay. So, you guys are kind of mulling this over. Gabe asks the question, and Atticus and Gabe at the same time say, it is human nature. And then you both stop and look at each other, and it's kind of creepy how on the same wavelength you are, maybe. Maybe it's not.
We're best friends.
People do tend
Did we just become best friends?
Exactly.
Welcome to the cool guy zone.
People do tend to stash away things that they really like.
Okay, is this? How do I ping? Is it this way? Is this his door to his bedroom?
It is not. I'm just going to give that to you because you've been on the ship for a few days. What you indicated is
Well, he gave us the
ship's-
tour.
Yeah, that's the ship's head.
Oh,
This is the captain's quarters.
Kachinga. I barge right in.
Okay.
I'm ransacking the
Hold
room.
on. Wait. All right. You barge right in. You start ransacking the room. That's a couch.
No, I'm just putting my guy.
I'm going to go ahead and do a search inside of it.
Okay.
That's a couch. Thanks.
This is from a different. This
right.
is in the future. This is the future, so you have a hard time telling. But that is a couch.
Okay. Now, you
Is
guys
it a
are
search
gonna-
rule?
Yep.
Here we go. 5 for 5.
Oh man.
God damn it! I suck so bad. Apparently, I barged into the wall. I didn't go through the door.
Yep, this is a room.
No, sure.
Is that a couch? I can't tell.
Now try the persuade roll. You persuade it to make itself available to you. You need to fill more things.
Okay. So, a couple things happen. You're not finding it. You're looking, but you're not finding much. Hey, there's not that.
Josh
many-
crushed. Josh crushed you.
He did. There aren't that many
Oh, okay.
places to hide something in here, and why would he hide it per se? But out of exasperation, Mark, you decide you're going to look under the bed. You're just going to look under the bed. There's a little space there. Maybe you'll find his Playboys. So it's right about the time that Josh opens the desk drawer and finds a whole pile of lasagna packets. At the same time he's doing that, Mark, you get down on hands and knees and you lift up the thing under the bed, and I need you to roll me a something. Give me just a sec.
History.
No.
Criminology?
Unarmed combat.
Yeah. Right?
Let's go
You fight the
with...
darkness.
Right. Do you cast magic missile at the darkness? Let's go with willpower. So it's
Willpower?
time. Yeah,
Where's
it's front of it's at the top of your character sheet, middle, WP.
Oh, okay.
So
There's no roll for that.
I know. What we're going to do is take it times 5. So 10 times 5, 50.
50.
Yep.
And what am I doing?
Just roll D100. Down in the chat window at the bottom, you've got essentially a dice tray there. Yeah. Oh,
Sweet.
super close.
Am careful.
How do you gain in willpower?
You don't.
I am
I'm
6 for 6 on rolling dice.
Okay.
So I've lost the will to live.
He is more and more exasperated, gets down on his hands and knees, lifts up the covers, looks under the bed, and jumps up. And it's something under there, Mark, scared you because you didn't expect a naked body to be there.
Whoa.
Sweet Jesus. Okay.
Well, this is interesting.
Guys, under bed, just look for yourself. Hey,
Can I take a look?
jumping.
Go look.
Sure enough, there's a naked woman under there.
Holy shit.
Can we identify if it is that chick?
Is it a person or is it a doll?
What the
Whoa.
hell is?
Well, it could have been from the marketplace, guys.
Upon investigation, you discover that Dax had himself a comfort unit.
Yep.
Oh, yay.
Jesus Christ!
And you have to do this somewhat to determine that this is indeed an android or a robot. So you pull her out from under the bed a little bit. She's actually on a little very thin tray that slides out a little bit, and as it slides out maybe a quarter of the way, she's laying there. Like I said, she's completely naked. She's laying there. She's got red hair. She's laying there, totally inert, not breathing, eyes closed, everything. Just like in a Chucky movie, her eyes open and her head turns to look at you. And
Okay.
at that point, she says, "You're not Dax. Did Dax send you in here?"
No, he's dead.
"Oh, what a shame. May I comfort you?"
Joe, I'm leaving the room.
You can comfort me by putting some clothes on.
"Is there a specific outfit you'd like?" "I'm Candy, by the way."
Oh my god!
I'm gonna look at Josh and shoot him like
He's been waiting all night
what
for
the hell?
Okay, but I am gonna step over next to Josh, and I'm gonna ask him in a very hushed tone, what did the note say, referring to who actually poisoned? What was the phrasing? Because it said she, right?
I don't remember what it exactly said
You could go read it.
out there.
I'll be never back. Oh, apparently I'm colliding in a wall. All right,
Okay, you
gonna
go
go.
read it.
Yeah, right.
It's the second sentence on the note. It says, "I should have known that Mesa would do something shifty." You may remember.
That is the name of the girl that they fought about, right?
Yes, that's the one he
Okay.
had the very heated argument with.
I just don't trust this robot. While I'm out here, I'm gonna. Where the hell is Gabe? I thought he was out here.
He's standing right there next to you.
Oh shoot! I thought that was Greg.
Josh just tells her to go ahead and get dressed in whatever she wore last, and
I know about that.
get back on the platform so she can go back into storage.
Okay.
I want to yank the power cell out of her, but I am going to let Gabe know what the hell we just found in there, so he can go check it out if he wishes.
I was in there, and when you started talking to the doll, I left.
Gabe is, or not Gabe. Atticus is apparently staying in there.
I'm coming.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not your comfort doll.
All right. So you leave her in there to get dressed, and she's been instructed to don some sort of clothing and then get back under the bed.
Yep.
Okay. What a world you guys live in now. All right.
Apparently. So, can we lock the door from this side?
No, I'll go ahead and tell her to power down. Too.
Okay. You do that. It is about that time. Rusty shows back up.
Rusty, we have a story to tell you.
He's wielding 2 chainsaws. I'm kidding.
Of course.
I throw Dax at him.
Perfect. He walks in and says, "I've finished my analysis. The same toxin that was in the food is the toxin that killed Captain Travers."
What is its nature? Is it something found on the ship?
It is not It is not something that we stock on the ship. It is. It is a relatively rare toxin, commonly referred to as jice.
Do you know, Rusty, is this something that Mesa uses?
He stands there silent for just a minute and says, "I have no record of her using jice prior to this. However, she did tend to run in circles that it would not have been difficult for her to procure." He doesn't stumble over his words like I did.
Rusty, did you know about Andy?
Captain Travers' comfort unit. Yes, I am aware it exists.
Has it ever left the room in there?
There have been a few times that it has exited the captain's quarters.
Can we lock the door from the outside?
The door can be sealed, yes. Would you like me to seal it?
Everyone's out, right? Yeah. Go ahead, please. Let's get that thing locked down.
Okay. He motors his way over there and closes the door. And inputs a code. And he says, "Since you are now the ship's owners, you should know this code." And he rattles off a 7-digit numerical. Of course, you may always ask me for the code anytime you wish. It's at that point he turns around, facing all of you, and says, I feel as though this should be handled at this time, even though the timing, I have been told, is not ideal. Captain Travers preferred me to behave in a very formal, official way. I have continued to do that after his passing because I have not received additional instructions. Having said that, some of the previous crews did not like such a formal demeanor in me. Would you like me to continue in a formal way, or would you like me to operate and present myself in a more relaxed fashion, or something else? I have 28 options in firmware.
I would like a Southern Louisiana accent.
Okay?
I think
I'm just kidding.
I would like it better if we had like an Irish accent.
So you guys spend
Better
the next-
yet, I want your personality on random.
on random.
Every 30 minutes.
That would be pretty funny. I think I would like random.
So you've instructed the Rusty unit to be not bipolar, but have multiple personality disorder.
Yes.
I just want it casual.
So after all the joking is done, you go with casual.
Yes.
Something casual.
Okay. He says, thanks. I also found the official formal demeanor pretty tiring. Quite boring. And in the weirdest attempt ever to be casual, this robot shifts its weight onto one foot and takes on what it thinks is a casual stance. And it gets close, but it's not quite there. It's clearly posing.
So he has an opinion. He had an opinion on what he preferred. Interesting.
Huh.
He's like, yeah, interesting.
All right, so maybe we should sit down and just think about what we're about to do here, because we're about to land in some VHS land. We got to talk to Jill. But what are we shooting for here, fellas? I'm getting the nose hairs of Gabe.
Well, okay, so
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
did we actually start heading towards our destination yet, or have we just been? Because
We're about a day away, aren't we? Well, the ship's going on its own. It's jumping through hyperspace or
It's on-
jumping.
Jumping.
Yeah,
Yep.
we got about a day, I think, is what we talked about until we land there.
That's accurate.
Okay, so we have some time. I feel like we need to find this. You said her name was Jill, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to talk to Jill. We need to let her know what's going on, and we need to find what we need to do because we didn't really get information from Dax on where we need to go from here. He just said we need to go to meet this lady.
Yeah.
But we didn't know what his goals were and what do we need to do to get out of trouble.
Okay. So
Barely know actually what's going on here.
accurate.
Is there any way that we can just like turn on the news? That I'm half curious. They have to be talking about this explosion of a gate, right? I mean, this thing is
Right. So you go over to one of the systems and you start looking, and Rusty says, "Oh, there's no feed connection when we're in FTL.
right. That's right. So that
If you would like, he has a very large collection of entertainment serials, and I think they're called movies."
maybe when I get bored, Rusty. Maybe when I get bored. Okay, so we don't have any way to see what's going on. We really don't know what's going on here, and we're about to land in another system to which we don't know much about. Is there any way we can look at some sort of? Are we about to land on a planet, a space station, an asteroid?
Give
Okay.
information about our destination, basically. It
Yep.
sounds like.
You start
Yeah,
looking
something.
around. You start looking around. What were you going to say there, Gabe?
I was thinking that this would be a good time for him to leverage his navigate to, if we're not going to have Dax to lean on for getting around. Gabe's going to devote himself to star charts and whatever he can get a hold of in the computers, whatever Rusty can point him to.
Okay, so you can, on the big screen, you can do it on the table too. The table is actually a touch screened computer as well. So you can,
I'm going to go ahead and get Dax put in the case and
okay,
get it moved somewhere.
it's essentially a body bag complete with a kind of zipper, but it's got about halfway between ends a little control panel there that it's not rocket science. You put him in there, you zip the thing up, and then the screen comes on and you can choose a couple different options. One of them is freeze. The other one is essentially, it uses different terminology, but the terminology escapes me right now. It's essentially vacuum sealing him.
I was going to say hermetically sealed.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
So I'll go ahead and hermetically seal him, and I'm going to go ahead and take him up, or I may have who's
Brett.
I have Atticus come help me, and we get him and we take him to the cargo bay just
Okay.
to put him in the most out of the way area.
Right. You take him down into the cargo bay and you can lay him out there. Mark and Gabe, while they are doing that, you start poking around on the computers, and you are able to very easily bring up a map of charted space for the Neogen sector. All right. So, a little bit of instruction here is warranted. You'll find this out either through the interface or talking to Rusty. He's very helpful in this. All right. So, we'll start with where you currently are. The ship is represented by the token right there.
My screen's black.
Can't see anything.
black.
You can't see anything? Well, that's
We don't have any
unfortunate.
tokens.
It changed scenes and is all black now.
Yeah, okay. No tokens. I thought I had it configured properly, but apparently I don't. You're not allowed to move all over space. Is it showing up for you guys now?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It is.
There we go.
Yeah, hang on. I'm getting there.
Oh, hello.
There you go. So the ship is represented by that token. And you can see that you have been in the Genesis system, and you are leaving to go to VHS 279720. Okay? Very quick tour of charted space. Everything that is green is high sec, high security. Okay? As very populated areas, very well patrolled by whatever powers that be in the system. It's essentially not the bad part of town. Okay? Everything that is blue is low sec. So that's kind of the bad part of town, or not necessarily the bad part of town, but there's not much law enforcement or security presence there. Okay? Everything that is gray is null sec. No security whatsoever. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and you're on your own. Some of that space is absolutely charted and explored. Some of it is absolutely not charted and explored. The white dots are stations or systems that have stations in them. And the black dots are black holes.
What?
Yep.
Wait.
The dotted lines between, or the dotted lines on the screen, are commonly used jump gate routes. So you can very easily make inter-system jumps using those. Yeah, that's about it.
That's not about it.
VHS
Rusty?
looks like a black hole.
Rusty, are we headed to a black hole?
The VHS 279720 system does have a black hole in it, but the Vagabond is not close. You are not in danger.
So what are we going to land on? I mean, you said that the white dots are space stations.
I've never been off ship, so I can't give you exact information, but I can tell you that I know there is a docking bay. It got very quiet.
Huh.
What's going through your
what-
minds?
Do you know, Rusty, do you know Jill?
I have not met Jill. I have seen some log data that indicates relatively frequent communications between Captain Travers and Jill, or a Jill.
But we couldn't communicate with her now.
Not in FTL.
This is great.
What are your players thinking? What's going through your minds right now?
Well, honestly, I think we don't have a lot of options but wait and get to Jill and see what she's got to say now that we've killed our captain.
I guess.
When we
Yep. The only thing that comes to my mind is I would be looking over at you, Gabe. I have a feeling when we get here, you're going to need to be able to pilot pretty decent because there's a black hole. So, you feeling up to it, buddy?
I am plenty rusty from that crash we had. I can handle that. I can handle the ship. The Cadensis is in good hands.
Rusty
Okay.
says
Canadensis.
Hey, we own the ship, Rusty.
If
We
you
want to
wish-
call it the can of corn. We're going to call it the can of corn.
If you wish to rename the ship, that is your prerogative, yeah.
Is there any way I can head back to engineering and just try to learn? Because last time I was really shitty, and I'm a little nervous now.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. You guys can spend whatever you want of the next 24-hour period really focusing in and learning the controls of the ship and things like that. Absolutely.
I'm in for that.
Rusty will help, and he is good help.
I rolled the first 3 healing checks because I found that rule, and so I did not roll the last 2 because we started role playing. So I will go ahead and roll those. But for the record, you get a point if you succeed a con by 5 roll,
Oh, okay.
and you lose a point if you critically fumble one.
Ouch. Okay.
So I lost 1 and gained 2.
Cha cha cha.
Yep.
Okay. Feel free to make those additional rolls. Is there anything else that you guys want to do in that 24 hours?
I guess one last quick thing.
Sure.
On this map, where did we come from? Where did we go? And where did Cotton Eye Joe?
Cotton Eye Joe actually lives in the Zarya Jai system, so he's not really close to you right now. So
Okay.
the ship is currently on the Genesis system,
Yeah.
and that's where everything started.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
We're just
So-
moving over to the next system.
Yep. You are leaving the Genesis system and headed to VHS 279720, your black hole away from home.
Okay, if that's the case. Yeah, I think I'm good with the map here. I want to go learn how to be an engineer,
All right.
even though I thought I was one.
As much time as you want spent familiarizing yourself, really baking it into your brain. Rusty being there is very helpful. He talks you through a bunch of stuff. Okay. Anything not learn the ship related that you want to do, now's the time.
Don't even know what to ask. Who's our communications officer? Do we have one?
No, I'm weapons, so I'm going to go spend a little time just kind of familiarizing myself with everything.
Atticus, where did you sit during the last flight?
I just got sorry. I missed a little bit of the last conversation. My roommate came in. I was in navigation.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
And then Gabe, there was a pilot seat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So then does that mean that we had Greg on comms?
I think you stuck you stuck Greg on, or Travers stuck Greg on sensors.
Okay.
He could easily do comms. I mean, he's got He's got some social going on there. He's got some bureaucracy skill. His persuade is not great, but he's got some of those things. He's way more a science guy than anything else, but he's got a little bit of that. Brett sucks at bureaucracy. He sucks at humint.
But yeah, maybe we could put Greg on sensors.
Okay. Speaking of Greg,
why were we asking these questions? Somebody was asking who was on comms. And
I was asking
why were
about
we asking?
communications because I'm hoping somebody's going to be able to get a hold of Jill before we land and warn her what the situation is, or get a feel for what the situation is on the ground. Because we're flying in blind.
I have a slight feeling we're going to be flying in hot.
Speaking of Greg, where is he?
That's
Are we
true.
talking about Greg or Connor?
Connor.
No, I'm pretty sure I know where Connor is. But Greg, he just kind of disappeared for, well, at some point. You don't.
We see him at all? Like, we didn't see him a single time in the room?
He was in there.
Where the
Okay, everybody fan out, look underneath the beds.
holy crap, did he die?
We checked the door. Is it still locked?
Yes, the door to the captain's quarters is locked.
She didn't
Okay,
come
but
in.
I go ahead and open it with the key code
Okay.
just to make sure.
7-digit code. Did you memorize it?
I'm going to say I did, yes.
I'm just kidding, dude. Don't worry.
There is no Greg in the captain's quarters.
I check under the
Is
bed
this part-
to make sure.
Is this part of the game?
Candy's still there.
Is what part of the game?
The fact that we lost Greg?
Apparently.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and search the left side of the ship here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with
On the
you.
right.
What are these here beside me?
That is storage.
Okay. I'm going to go
I
ahead
found
and just...
Greg.
Oh.
He's in the center of the bridge.
Say, please tell me he's dead.
So you,
Did you eat
Mark,
waffles or lasagna?
since you're the first one there,
Oh, God.
you approach, and these doors, they just slide open and slide closed. So first one opens, you step in. Second one opens, and there he is. He's just standing there, and he's just all he's doing is looking out the window.
Everything okay, Greg?
And as you approach and ask him that, you can clearly see that he's probably been ugly crying, but now it's down to just crying, and he's just staring out the window.
I just haven't played with you guys in so long.
Somebody have some humint
Yeah.
or
I
psychology.
was thinking.
I don't have a whole lot, but I'll roll.
Let me check. I think I do. I
Yeah,
have
mine's-
my character sheet.
Dang it.
Oh my gosh, I succeeded.
I failed. I failed by
Oh my gosh.
just a couple.
So Mark,
You roll a 21, Josh, and you're still suck.
make sure you check the boxes.
I'm a 12.
Yep.
I see that. I'm so sorry.
So
Okay, so
I'm here to kick ass. I'm not so
There-
good at taking names.
that's it. That's
yeah,
it.
you're not even gonna take the name. You don't even like.
You're trying to talk Greg down, and Josh walks in and just punches him.
That's not how to deal with it.
Have you seen the slap contest? That's I literally just line up on him.
All right. All kidding aside, door opens. There he is. You can see that it's been really ugly in here, and now it's down to just waterworks. And he just stands there, and you say, "You all right, man?" Or whatever you said, and he just.
Okay? Are you okay, big guy?
It takes him, and it's about that time that the other doors open, and you guys start to come in, and he doesn't even look at you, Mark. He just takes a very deep breath and exhales this ragged sigh and says, I can't do this. It's too much. I can't do this. I don't know how to survive here. We're gonna die.
No, we are going to survive together.
I'm gonna try to persuade him. I've got high persuasion,
Okay?
and I'm gonna persuade him. Look, dude, everything's gone fine so far. I mean, we're all alive if you think about it.
Yeah, we went from a broken ship to a new one. Not anybody could do that, just us idiots.
Yeah. And out of all the life-threatening situations, we've survived every single one of them.
Yeah.
For how long? It's been dumb luck the whole time, and he amps up really quick. We only lived because of that Dax guy, and now he's dead, and who knows, the next thing, we're going to drop out of hyperspace, we're just going to get blown up, or we're going to fly into a black hole, or something.
Know what's coming. Damn it.
We're screwed.
What the hell?
I was going to stop him.
So, you
I hit Mark instead.
you're about to do that, and he sees it, and he backs away, and he says, "So what? Now we're turning on each other? Now you're gonna kill me? Is that what's gonna happen?"
I grab him by the shirt, and I'm like, "Man, you need to get a hold of yourself. That's what you need to do. You're starting to lose it."
This is how you help your kids.
Atticus, roll to persuade.
I'm the one losing it. I'm the one losing it.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll a persuade to calm everyone down.
Roll to persuade.
He's way.
God damn it!
I'm gonna roll persuade. Damn it!
I'm rolling persuade too. I gotta do it.
I got a success.
God dang it!
All right. So Mark got a success.
All the dice
on
rolled.
Persuade. Atticus got a success.
I did?
On Persuade. Yep. You got a 28.
Oh shit! I thought it was an 82.
Wow, great.
So it takes a little. I mean, he's a much smaller guy than Josh, and he has no robotic arms.
Okay, so maybe Atticus, you go calm down.
Well, hold on.
Greg.
He comes back in Josh's face, and he's up in your grill, and he's continuing to elevate. He's past the point of being reasonable, right? And you're going to come at me now? You think we're going to live through this? And he's yelling. It's super tense. And then Atticus and Mark and Josh, you are really good at keeping your cool under pressure situations. So I'm not going to make you roll anything. You know what's going on, and you recognize that he is now focused on you as the outlet. So when they intervene, you just let it happen. And they get in between the two of you, and they're talking him down, and it takes a good 5 minutes. And he finally comes down enough and gets back to normal respiration, and you can see him deflate. And then there's another sigh, but it's less ragged. And he says, "You're probably right. I just can't help but feel like we're doomed. And unless you stop him, he's going to walk out of the bridge."
And I feel at this point we need to stop him just so that we don't want him to go off on his own and like spiral anymore.
Yeah. I can tell you, Greg, I am in a much better place now than I was before. I don't know why you chose to come through the gate. I assume there was a reason. My reason still stands. I am better here with the rest of you than I was over there. I was alone over there, looking over my shoulder all the time. Now I've got friends. You've got friends if you want them.
You can
And
tell.
I've already failed my persuade roll, so.
Yeah, you can tell that he is just spent, and the door is closed, right? And he says, "I just want to go lay down."
Yeah, let's lay down. Let's get you something to eat. I know a place that has lasagna.
I sneak out the back.
Let's have some
Rusty's
lasagna.
over here. I go to Rusty and I ask Rusty, is he going to go ahead and go to bed then?
He has voiced that that's what he wants to do.
I'm going to go, I see Rusty outside. I'm going to go talk to him and just see if he has any sedative to help with this guy.
He says, "That's an excellent idea, Josh. I was about to suggest that." So, long story short, you guys get him talked down. He willingly takes the sedative that Rusty administers. Rusty doesn't say, "Here's the bottle, hang on to it," not that kind of thing. And so Rusty gives him the sedative, and Greg goes to the bunk area where your favorite potted plant with hair, Brett, is hanging out, and he lays down. And that leaves you guys to do your training and whatever, and get rest and whatever else. So
We got to keep an eye on these guys.
Well, do you want Candy to watch them?
Candy.
Yeah, you know what? It's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst. Can Candy use the comm? Like, if something happens, can she just sit there and watch those two eggheads and be like, "Hey, everything's good. Everything's good," like a baby monitor.
Our sanity check is Candy.
You're discussing that, and Rusty says, "I could adjust the ship's onboard life form sensors to monitor heart rate and blood pressure and some other things. I don't think that the comfort unit is going to be necessary at this time, unless..."
It's in the name, though.
It's not the comfort they're looking for.
Rusty,
Precisely.
you're on the money. Good work, Rusty. You get an extra 2 coins whenever we get to wherever the hell we are.
And you can tell that he's trying to be funny. He says, "I get coins now," but his delivery is horrible.
Yep, you sure do, buddy. All right.
So,
A little pat on the head. Twink. I sure do.
Tapping a can.
Twink.
Here's your tip. Don't expect gratuities from spacers.
I said if you keep that up, maybe we'll let Candy stay with you at night.
Wow.
Yep, there we go.
What is that awful racket? You don't want to know.
It's maybe 20 seconds after that discussion. Rusty says, "Ship sensors have been adjusted. Would you like updates to go over all comms, or would you like them to funnel through me?"
Through you.
How about just, well, I was thinking, how about proximity to wherever the heck we are? S4.
Done.
Okay, because I assume that Rusty is going to be moving around from location to location to assist with us learning.
Yep. Okay. So, you do your thing. You become more familiar with the ship that you now own, at least have been promised. And the next 24 hours will go uneventfully. Okay? So the time arrives. Yeah.
Gabe is feeling like maybe he needs to double dip on learning the comms a little bit
Okay.
also. So
Yep.
just in case.
Yep. You guys do all that. And the time arrives. And here's how this works. The ship, once it's reached its destination in FTL, it's automatically going to drop out. And then at that point, you guys will have control.
Or no control.
Or no control. So, the time arrives, you drop out of FTL, that crazy tunnel that I described earlier last session is no more. You're now staring at wide open space. And this space appears blacker than usual. Not a lot of stars in the view. Okay? And you can see, you start getting readings. You clearly see there's a notification that comes up on all screens that data feed restored, etc., etc. This is totally the wrong music for this, but it's whatever. You can see that you are on the screen. It says you're 3,500 kilometers away from. Sorry, I got a notification on my phone. You're 3,500 kilometers away from TFV. And the ship automatically enters a cruising speed, dropping out of FTL, and there you guys are. And the only thing that you can see around is a very large asteroid. It's really big asteroid. And it's just floating there. It looks like little more than half a donut. It's this curved thing. It reminds you of one of those neck pillows that you can get. And surrounding it, there's all kinds of light. There are only way I can describe it is like a string of, you don't know if it's a string or not, but there's a big string of lights that extends out a good ways. And then there are some lights on the thing. And after a few seconds, a big sign, and it's a big sign. You're 3,500 kilometers away, but you can still see it. It can't be physical. It's got to be a hollow sign, you're thinking, because it just pops into existence. And it says, "Welcome to the Floating Vagabond." The sign art is of a pink bunny rabbit wearing shades and a white bathrobe.
Okay.
This is from the thing of the past.
I have heard of the Floating Vagabond.
Uh,
I have heard of the Floating Vagabond.
Floating Vagabond.
I have heard of the Floating Vagabond.
Floating Vagabond. I thought you might appreciate this little homage.
Yeah.
So the ship cruises closer, and it 3,500 kilometers. It takes maybe a minute to get there. So it gets closer, and everything gets bigger, and as you hit a certain threshold, like 1,800 kilometers. Other parts or other areas around the asteroid begin to light up, and it becomes clear that it's guiding you to the docking bay.
All that worrying I had,
Hey, they know how
and
to
we're
do
just
stuff.
floating in.
Yep. You can. Anybody who looks out the back windows or looks back out the windows, you will absolutely see off in the distance visual evidence of an active black hole.
Oh,
I'm so excited.
It appears to be a very long ways away, but it's there. All right.
Let's land this hotcake.
So you bring it in. I'm not going to make anybody roll unless you just want the opportunity to increase the skill.
I want to.
That's always good. It's always good to have that.
Okay.
Let me get my navigation chair.
Who's rolling?
You can. There are lots of rolls to be made. Oh,
Jesus.
wow.
I'm rolling navigate.
Mark, you have got this down.
Alright, good.
This time I do.
Yeah, I see that. Atticus, you were going to have a plus 20 because of the guide lights and things like that. So you make the roll.
Okay, so I made it okay.
You just
I'm
rolled
going
it
for the-
before I had the chance to announce.
How about for the piloting? Do I just
Going
roll
for
that
the
straight
roll
up?
Check. I can't even ride properly.
Joshua's trying to shoot out the lights as we come in.
Right. Choo choo. Yes, you
Gotta
will.
shoot some androids.
The piloting check, you will go ahead and make it a flat check. Well done. Okay, so you come around the side, you're following the guide stuff. Mark is all over the acceleration, deceleration stuff. Everybody, your
Can't
confidence
even
is
fail correctly.
your confidence is boosted, however, because nothing goes drastically wrong. And you slowly pull into the hangar bay, and you pass through that now familiar force field bubble that maintains Atmo in the hangar bay. And you pass through, and there is a clear place to park the ship. And as you pull in, you can see that the hangar bay is populated by 7 other ships, none of which appear anywhere near as nice as Canadensis. There are people or androids, you're not sure, but there are figures moving about and doing things. Only one of the ships is approximately the same size as Canadensis. The rest look to be smaller. So there you go. You pull in, you set the ship down, no problem, and you disembark. Excuse me.
Do we have any of you found any sidearms? It might be. We might need to be able to watch out for ourselves while we're here.
I guess none of us did really.
Yeah, I'd say let's go ahead and, on his suggestion, I think we need to go ahead and just look around and make sure. Was there a armory in here at all?
You do indeed find an armory. It is. So, back here, it's a very small armory. Near the rear of the ship, you've got the spacesuits and things. It's the gray thing in between two seats, right there. Excuse me. And you can find a couple of sword hilts. You can find a couple of rifles and a few different pistols. So you just tell me what you want, and I'll chuck them on your characters.
You said a couple pistols?
There are probably, I said a few pistols, I think. So 3 pistols, 2 rifles, 2 swords.
My melee
Right.
and my unarmed are better than my firearms. So
Well, I'll take
Mine
a
are-
couple as well.
Mine are both the exact same.
Where is
So-
melee?
right in the middle.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, melee weapons. Okay. And then firearms, you said?
Yep.
God, I'm terrible.
All right, Gabe, what do you want?
There were some other things said that I didn't hear what everybody said. What everybody said. Was Josh going to take?
I was
Well,
going to take a pistol. I already have that light LP rifle. So
Okay.
I've got the rifle across the back, so I'm going to throw a pistol on my hip.
All right, so let me get that right quick. You have the LP rifle. That is laser plasma, is what that stands for. So you have an option. There are 2 LP pistols, and then there is 1 KB. That is
Kinetic projectile?
it's
Kinetic.
kinetic and blaster. The differentiation there being the blaster is a plasma burst, whereas laser plasma, the plasma is more of a stream instead of a burst. It's a short stream. So just think of it as the blaster is shooting. It's a weird way to say it, but the blaster would shoot pellets of plasma, and the plasma, the LP, would shoot either laser or Star Wars blaster fire. It's
Right.
longer.
Bolt.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and do the just the KB pistol.
KB pistol.
Josh, did you get a chance to look at the knife hilt that Dax had? Is that what I think it was?
Oh yeah. You
I
do
reach
have
into my
that.
pocket to go ahead and examine. I say, I honestly, taking care of Dax, I had honestly forgot about it.
Yeah.
I'm curious because didn't Atticus pick one up from the guy that jumped us,
Yes.
and it's like basically an energy switchblade?
Like a vibroblade.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
Do you
Right.
mind? Do you mind if I take that and one of the swords?
I pop the knife out and kind of mess with it for a second. Blade pops out,
Yep.
and I
It
put
is.
it away. And
When you extend the blade, it's actually about 1.5 to 2 foot. So it's
Oh.
essentially a machete.
Okay.
Yikes!
And
But I'm thinking it's easily hidden.
yeah, I mean, it turns off. It's just a handle that you
Right.
can activate the blade on. Now, it's not what you're thinking. I described the other one as kind of a lightsaber type weapon, and that one kind of is. This actually, it's energy, but its form looks like a blade. It's not just a glow stick that cuts through stuff, right? Its shape, the shape of the energy looks like a blade.
I know a little bit about those kind of blades.
So I go ahead and put the blade away and kind of look at it in my hand, and then toss it over to Gabe.
Okay, so I will move that from you to him.
And then the swords are actual physical swords.
That does
No.
have some nice armor pierce too on it.
They are not.
You said they were just hilts.
Yep, sword hilts.
Okay. Yeah,
So we're talking lightsabers.
I would like to take one of those. I'll leave the
Okay.
pistols and the rifles for the guys.
Okay, they are on your sheet.
Cool.
Josh, on your sheet, I currently have the LP rifle and the KB pistol.
Looks good.
Atticus.
I'm at 50-50 here, so I'm basically taking whatever is left because I don't think I have a preference. If there's both, I'll take both. If there's, I didn't count in my head who all had what.
Okay.
I would probably, if I'm going to carry both, if there's still a sword, I'll probably have a pistol and a sword.
Does Mark have a preference
Okay.
on one?
So Mark would. I think I'm in kind of the same boat. I think I'd prefer to have a sword, but if I could, I'd like to have a pistol with me too, just for several reasons. But what is Greg good at?
Being depressed.
Yeah, he doesn't get a weapon. You're right. We're gonna give him like a Nerf gun.
We need to give him something with a safety.
Yeah,
Alright.
the safety's lasered on.
Something with an anti self.
Wait, Mark, what is your
He's running around with safety scissors.
what's your firearms?
And we
20.
put a
Okay.
on him.
Well, then I might, because does anyone else have a rifle, or is it only Josh?
Josh has a rifle.
He,
So Josh has a rifle and a
And a pistol.
pistol.
Yep.
Gabriel has two melee weapons.
Yep. He has one of the
Um,
sabers and the
The
machete.
machete.
Yep.
And
And what
I
is
feel like I should take a rifle and a sword, and if so, I have some long range. I mean, a pistol could be long range, but a rifle's gonna be more effective overall. I feel.
yeah? What is your firearm? I think it's greater than mine, right?
My firearm's 50. I have a 50.
Yeah.
in both melee and
Okay.
firearms.
Holy shit! Okay,
Okay. So
but
on
what is Greg good for? I would assume he would be vying for something.
Yeah, we'll get to him in a minute.
Okay.
Atticus, I have the saber, light LP pistol, and a light LP rifle on you. Is that what you were
You're
wanting?
loaded.
We lost Atticus. He's
Oh, yeah. No, hold up. Sorry. I toned down for a second.
quit talking to your girlfriend.
No. Take. I mean, I can carry it. Let's just for the sake of it, let's take the pistol out, keep the rifle and the saber.
Okay.
Well, Tom, how much is left of everything?
Holy crap. All right.
I know. I know.
is there a bunch left? I mean, try not to be too greedy. We got to divide this up.
So both swords are spoken for. There were 2 rifles. One of them has been taken. and there were 3 pistols. 2 of them have been taken.
So there's just a pistol left?
And a rifle.
Yeah, pistol and a rifle. And Greg has. You probably don't want to give him a gun. And he's much better at unarmed combat. His melee weapons is better than his firearms, but it's not great.
Sounds a lot like me. I think I'll take a pistol just to have a pistol on me. I think that maybe I need to shoot a lock to make the door shut.
Yep, you got it.
And then, I mean, if somebody drops a pistol and they need it, I'm here for you.
If would Greg be better off with the sword, the saber?
Greg does not want a weapon.
Greg is too sad.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Well, I would take a firearm if there's one left over, or I would give Greg the saber and take the rifle. I mean, my melee and my range are roughly the same, but I just picture Gabe being, if he's not in the seat of in the pilot's seat, I think his background probably had him being a little more up close and personal.
Yeah. Okay. So I originally wasn't going to do this because these are screenshots straight out of EVE Online, but I'm going to go ahead. So I'm going to show you on approach to the Floating Vagabond, which you probably can't see.
I see.
Our donut.
Do you?
Yeah. Looks like the cop took one bite out of it.
All right. And now,
looks like a big paw.
Yeah.
Kind of does. So here is the view as you come around and you start to dock. And docking is going to be in there.
Okay.
So there's that.
Okay. So as we approach, do they hail us or?
Not really. No. There's.
Okay.
Place definitely seems to be built for outlaws.
All right. So you've got all your gear. Everybody's geared up, and you exit the ship. Are you going to exit one of the airlocks, or are you going to exit the cargo bay?
Probably the airlock.
Okay.
Rusty, what's on our manifest? Are we delivering anything here?
We have no.
I'm asking Rusty.
We have no scheduled deliveries for the Floating Vagabond.
And is the atmosphere outside funky dory?
You said we.
Yeah, you look outside and there's a fair bit of movement in the, I almost said parking lot, in the hangar bay. But, I mean, they're not like surrounding the ship, whacking batons into their hands. People are...
Well, I meant more atmosphere. I don't know if I said that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's atmo. People are moving around with Novak suits.
Okay, just checking out.
Are they wearing weapons? How obvious are they?
Yeah, you do some looking around, and I mean, you see some weapons, sure.
Don't want to make the wrong impression when we're trying to get the lay of the land.
Right.
But that goes both ways. Don't want to look like an easy mark either.
True.
Should we just have Brett stay in the car?
Yes. The comfort unit.
Oh, God. When we come back and he's dead, we're taking that comfort unit and we're ejecting it out an airlock.
What if he's happy?
Everyone,
What if he's
Everyone has it on. No. If Greg is dead when we come back on the ship,
I think he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
I'm just laying it out here.
Suspiciously against this
Yeah.
pleasure bond.
They're like, yeah. It serves one use. I don't think it's killed anybody. I think it's only made life better.
That's funny. All right. So you disembark, or
We're barking this.
okay. You step off the ship, down the ladder, and set foot weirdly, but somehow it feels normal, onto solid rock of an asteroid floating in space. And you've got probably 300 yards of hangar bay to cross before you get to what looks like the entrance into the Floating Vagabond. And sure enough, there's a sign there, a hollow sign that says, "Enter here for the Vagabond." And you walk. It's interesting to be off the ship after spending even just 6 days on it. 5 days, whatever it was I said. I can't remember. It's been a while. But it's kind of refreshing. And as you walk, you're passing these various ships, and some people take notice, some people don't pay you any attention at all. Some of the people that take notice, there's a lot of smoking that's going on.
What kind of place?
Yep. And some of them just look at you as they take drags and flick ashes and whatnot. But it's not malicious. It's more curious, probably. But they might be sizing you up. You're not sure. Some of them nod and then go on about their business. But nobody says anything to you unless you engage with them.
We look for a girl.
There's one back on the ship.
Shut up! I knew it. That is no girl. That is a murderer.
Maybe Candy's just a nickname, and her real name is Jill.
Her real name
Mark, how about
is
you go check
Mesa.
it out?
Her real name is Mesa. Nice. All right. There are some women. It's not just all dudes around here. So, yeah, there are some women moving around doing stuff.
We're gonna need to find a
Gabe's intention is to go into the Vagabond. He will nod back to people. I mean, he's had enough times when he didn't have command of the language that he'll take the opportunity to just acknowledge people non-verbally.
Okay. Alrighty. Mark, are you going to talk to any of the ladies?
So, I'm gonna like gesture towards I guess Josh and Atticus. Is that it? It's just us, right? And Greg. I mean, kind of. He's here, but he's not. And just be like, hey, does anyone want to walk with me? I want to go over here and
Here to talk to women.
just blindly walk up to them all and just be like, Jill? Jill?
Oh my God, Jill, it's been
Well,
so
he's done.
long.
While he's doing that, I'm going to go over and just kind of look for somebody that's maybe a single person standing, and just kind of go introduce myself and see if I can get any information about the local area.
Okay.
You know, honestly, I do like the idea of approaching every woman and then saying Jill and gauging their reaction.
Like it can't go terribly wrong, right?
I think that's actually what I'm gonna go do.
Yeah, I think that me and Atticus should go talk to the ladies and ask everyone if their name is Jill.
No, we're not gonna ask. We're gonna walk up and we're saying, "Oh, Jill," and see if they're like, it's like an affirmation, like they're Jill.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not them.
Jill.
Jill.
Okay.
Oh my God, you look just like her.
Exactly. You look a lot like her. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay with Josh.
The first one.
I don't know why they're against our game plan here.
I don't either. The first one.
I'm allowing it.
Looks to be probably in her mid-60s. Okay. She's got long hair. It's graying. There's not much color left in it. She's got it pulled back in a loose ponytail. And she's wearing coveralls and is obviously working on some part of one of the ships. And you begin to approach, and she glances back and sees you, and she just keeps working. And so you approach. How close are you getting?
I'd say like we're walking like 10 feet. Like as we get 10 feet away, we're gonna call out the name like Jill. Like, oh Jill, you know, like.
See, I was thinking more like 15.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Like I don't want to get too close, and she pulls a blade out and be like, "What are you talking about?" And
yeah, she's not gonna. Yeah, we're fine. If you get that offended over a name, then we got other problems.
All right, so you.
Maybe her name is Jill, and she doesn't want anyone to know it.
You get in between 10 and 15 feet, and you.
Deal.
Hey, Jill, and she doesn't even stop working. She just turns around and looks at you for a second, says, I don't have any on me. And she turns around and goes back to working.
I'm going to look perplexed at Atticus. Did she think we said pills?
Or, I you know, I feel like she might have misheard us.
Why is everything so hard?
Yeah.
You guys are having this conversation, and she says, I didn't mishear you. I don't have any sticks on me. Find your drugs somewhere else.
No, you definitely misheard us, said, because we said Jill.
Yeah, that's not my name.
Okay, cool, bye.
Thanks for your time. And just keep like an arc. Don't even stop moving. We just keep going, and we just arc right to the next one.
Yeah, next woman.
All right.
Just give her a slight salute and be like, right on.
Thanks, lady. We're out. All right. So the next one is considerably younger. She looks to be probably mid-20s, maybe 30. And she is not working on a ship. She is sitting on a crate, watching some guys load some other crates into the cargo hold of the ship that is almost the size of the Canadensis. And as you approach, she looks over and she gives you a bit of a nod.
And we hit her with the Jill.
You hit her with the Jill. You can see that she has fiery red hair. And she's dressed almost like a steampunky version of a pirate. She's not wearing a hat, but she's got a jacket that looks like she might have stolen it from a really cool marching band.
How dare you assume she stole it? She could have been in said marching band.
She could have been. She could have been.
Yeah.
She's wearing black, brown leather pants, and she's got some knee-high boots on. and she looks very relaxed. You can see she does have a pistol on her side, and you get close-ish and hit her with the Jill, and she says, "That's not my name, honey, but what are you looking for?"
A woman named Jill.
Believe it or not, Jill.
Yeah.
Okay. The only one I know is in the bar.
Right on.
Sweet.
Atticus,
Wait, hold
we're
on.
going to have to have the hard time
Yeah.
of going to the bar.
What do you know about her? What does she look like?
Hang on just a sec.
She's opening up her Instagram page.
Right. She says she's a little wisp of a thing. She's about my age. She's got platinum blonde hair. And she's got a big scar on her face.
What from?
Appreciate it.
I don't know what from. Do I look like her sister?
Maybe. Never
Possibly.
seen her before. What else do you know about her?
What are you, the police?
Could be.
Hey, look, I'm just picking some stuff up and then I'm out of here. I don't know anything about her. I just know that's her. And that's where she is.
Are we still within ear or eye shot to Gabe and Josh?
Yeah, they're still walking over to the individual that they have decided they're going to go chat with.
Okay, I just want to yell at them or gesture to them and just say, hey, Jill's in the bar. We're headed there. Bye.
Okay. So they yell that,
I'll let them know.
and they head off to the bar. Gabe and Josh.
What the hell?
I wanted to see if I noticed you flagging us down.
And
Apparently
You
I
sure did. I was very loud.
you tried real hard to fail that. But alas, you screwed up in reverse. Okay, so you hear them say that, and you guys finish your brief walk. It's another 15 seconds maybe after that, and you approach this very large man. And when I say large, I mean he's probably 6.5 foot tall and might be 5.5 foot wide.
What the?
And he's got a huge, crazy beard. Doesn't look like it's seen a comb at all, ever.
Wild
Right.
beard.
And he's got a huge, fat cigar sticking out one side of his cake hole. And he's just standing there looking at all the stuff going on. And you approach, and he looks at you, and he doesn't nod, he doesn't wave, he doesn't greet, he just watches you approach. And he watches you get closer. And
It's Josh's show.
My show.
Yep.
So I kind of nod. How we doing, sir?
he does the reverse nod, the
Is the up nod?
head back. Yep. I'm doing all right. How are you? Sticks out a huge, meaty hand.
Right or left?
Right.
Reach in, shake hands with him.
Okay. His palm is sweaty. Name's Jeff.
On his shoulder.
How you doing, Jeff? My name's Josh.
Josh.
Nod my head back, and I say, this is my friend Gabe.
Hey, Gabe. Sticks his hand out.
Shake his hand.
Okay.
Hello.
What are you boys doing? Way out here.
Kind of look back at Gabe and kind of Gonna not like kind of raise my one shoulder. Shit, I don't know what we're doing on here. We're out here looking for some work.
There's plenty of work to be had. Guy knows what he wants. I'm assuming you checked the feeds.
Well, we just pulled in and haven't had a lot of time to check any feeds yet.
Kind of gives you a bit of a side eye. Fair enough.
We're new to this system, so we're just trying to
Yeah.
kind of figure out our way around the base and see what's here.
Most people are new to the system. We don't get much traffic.
So you've been around here for a while?
I live here.
I nod and kind of make the face like, yeah, all right.
Spend most of my time in the bar. Retired about 10 years ago. Spent my whole life on the deck of a ship. Seen things. Crazy things. Weird things. Didn't want to see it anymore. Here I am, drinking my fortune away.
Fortune, you say?
Now he really gives you the side eye. And doesn't respond.
How about I buy you a drink? Save you from spending all that fortune.
You're on! And he starts walking. Okay.
Look over
That-
at Dave and I can slap him on the shoulder and push him ahead of me.
Okay. That is where we're going to stop.
Sounds good.
Shooting for a little work, boys.
Just looking for a little work.
We make some dough, even though we can't afford anything.
But shit, we didn't look at how much money we have now.
Yeah, we didn't. I
Yeah, I was gonna do that. Yeah, I was gonna check the deed and then I was gonna check the credits and just put them on the stick or whatever. But here we are.
Yep,
Yeah,
there
we
we are.
need to clean that account out so Mesa can't get to it.
Yeah. Dump it into an offshore.
But I have no computer science skills, so this is up to you.
Except I think if I remember right, me and Greg. But Atticus, do you have computer science as well? Am I wrong?
Let me check.
I do not.
I do. I have 55.
Oh, you have everything. It's amazing.
The Wonder Child.
Can we just do a quick roll of computer science to see if we can get the credits from the set account to the R account?
Nope. We'll
Game's
handle
done,
that
now,
next
isn't it?
time.
Now it's over.
And this roll
See.
is just for fun. Are you kidding me?
That's a good note to end on.
You transfer all of the credits to Candy.
And there's only one way to get them back.
You have to earn
This
it.
is a reverse prostitution.
I'm just a
Yeah.
gigolo, and everywhere I go.
Oh boy.
Yep. All right, fellas. I hope you had fun.
Yeah.
This was great. Yep.
Yep.
I was really
Enjoying it,
surprised how much we got done in the first hour.
I was.
Yeah, that's true.
I was the same way. I looked down, I was like, heck, it's only like 8:15, and I felt like we had rolled a long ways.
Yep.
Yep.
This one was accelerated. We're finally past a lot of the introductory stuff, and introducing you to a world, in quotes, air quotes, is fun and cool, but can sometimes be a little on the tedious side.
Okay,
There is a lot more to learn, but we're at the point now where other things are going to be happening aside from just learning the ropes. So I hope you're still excited.
there you go.
Having fun. Y'all have a good evening or
Yep.
Yeah, you too.
Everyone.
good night. See you in the morning.
See you
See
guys.
ya. See ya.
Bye.